Tottenham Hotspur are set to sign one of the most exciting players in the Premier League in Eberechi Eze, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at how he could take them to that next level. We're going to be discussing the quality that Eze has that he could bring to Tottenham, why Thomas Frank wants him so badly, and why he could be Tottenham's best signing in years. Eberechi Eze is a game changer for Tottenham, and he is that for so many different reasons. And throughout this video, hopefully we'll be able to unpack and really dissect why he's such an integral signing and such an important signing for Spurs. To begin with, we're going to be taking a look at his heat map. And obviously this is a heat map for Crystal Palace, who play a different style, who play a different formation. But what can we draw from this? The first thing that we can draw is the fact that he's incredibly offensive. He drives into the penalty area, and also he's extremely comfortable in front of the penalty area. That is a key part, because what we're expecting for Thomas Frank to be doing with Eberechi Eze is playing him as a main 10. Obviously you have two defensive midfielders behind him, and that gives Eze the freedom to move both left and right, and that is absolutely key. And this is why this heat map is so key, because he has that comfortability to be able to move into different spaces. Of course, he's predominantly been working out on that left-hand side, but mainly he drifts central, and that is essential for this Tottenham group, giving him the ball and allowing him to drive with it. The second main pillar that we need to talk about is the real avenue and the real reason that I believe Thomas Frank really wants him, and that is his dual winning ability. Over the summer, we have established a trend in Thomas Frank's signings, and here we see yet another one: successful take-ons per game. Eberechi Eze dwarfs any other Spurs contribution when it comes to successive take-ons. And that's not to say that they're not good players, it just shows the level and the ceiling that Eze is currently playing at, and that's why he will elevate this group to such a high standard. The ability for Eze to take the ball and then take players out of the game will be absolutely vital. As I said, we've noticed a trend with Thomas Frank looking for dual winners. Palhinha, Kudus, they're also in talks with a couple of other players. That he is looking for players that are able to win their battles, win their duels, but more importantly, take their opponents out of the game and give Spurs that advantage. On top of the fact that he's got 16 goals and assists in the Premier League last season, he's ready-made for the league. He can slot right into the Spurs side, and as I said earlier, he will elevate this side to a whole new level. So how will he do that? Well, his quality and his attributes really do resonate with the way that Tottenham are building and the way that Tottenham want to go forwards. Thomas Frank really likes a sole centre midfielder or centre attacking midfielder that is able to drift into different pockets. This gives his midfield more solidity with an extra body that's a little bit more defensive, but it also enables that attacking midfielder to really flourish and showcase his creativity. And here we have a bit more of a ruthless streak. If we take a look at this moment, you've got Crystal Palace progressing down this left-hand side, and notice the player that we're going to be mentioning, Eberechi Eze, right here. He's on the run and he's driving in that inside left channel, and this is firmly a channel that I believe he will be really working in when he moves to Tottenham. This is the area that he's comfortable with, this is the area that he's used to, and don't be surprised if you start to see him drift into these pockets, because it's where he does a lot of his good work. As we can see, he receives the pass in a moment from Mitchell. Look at how much space he's in. He's isolated that space, he's found it for himself, and once he gets the ball, it's then about this moment right here. This is integral and this is crucial. This is why Tottenham have signed him. It's his ability in 1v1 situations. He is absolutely sensational at beating his man, opening up a channel for himself, whether it can be for a pass for a teammate or for a shot for himself. He is elite at that particular skill and that particular avenue. He finally manages to get a shot on for himself, and he whips it into the bottom right hand corner pretty brilliantly. But it is that avenue, and that is the reason why Thomas Frank and Tottenham want him so badly. And naturally, in that position, there will be some times when there are too many players ahead of you, and where the option for a pass is the better option and the smarter option. Remember, at Tottenham, there will be players ahead of him that will be continuously making movements. This is what Thomas Frank does for both his wingers and his striker. He gets them moving in towards the penalty area, and it will be players like Eze who need to find those runs. And in this particular scenario with Mateta for Crystal Palace, he does just that. He finds Mateta pretty brilliantly, but if we look from a different angle, what we've actually got is a very narrow point of pass. And it's this channel and this avenue that he finds that pass, and he plays it pretty brilliantly. Mateta is going from left to right looking for that pass, and he finds it brilliantly. He's coming from left to right, and he's going to play that pass into that channel and that space right there. And once we move this on one more time, you can see where the ball ends up. It's absolutely fantastic. He's showcasing quality, he's showcasing vision, but he's showcasing also a different avenue to his game. One that for Tottenham and with Tottenham, with the players that will be backing off him to try and limit that space, it's incredibly crucial that he has that variance within his game. And it's once you start to envisage Eze within this Tottenham side that I think Spurs fans should really get excited. When you think about what Eze could bring to this side, you're thinking about his different avenues that he could play in. Being that number 10, he has the license to go and roam in either the left channel or the right channel, but at the same time, he also has that flexibility and the idea for rotation with other players. I'm thinking the likes of a Mateta moving forwards into this forward channel. Perhaps this is a Bergvall. Of course, the players can be rotated out when need be, but the role that Eze plays to help facilitate the progression of play is absolutely vital, especially in that final third. In this instance, we have him moving over to his favoured left channel, or at least it's the favoured left channel that he has for Crystal Palace. For Tottenham, it could be very different. He could be very easily flexible with multiple different positions across that line with that 10 position. But when we think about the way that Tottenham go forwards, what Thomas Frank really likes is the idea of balance. 5 attackers going forwards, 5 defenders, and that's why João Palhinha is such a crucial key part of this as well. These players link together with the way that they've signed them, the profiles that they've been looking at. João Palhinha being able to shuffle across and start to stop counterattacks that might come Tottenham's way. You've got another duel winner in Mohamed Kudus, the ability for him to take duels, and then you've got the creation aspect of Eberechi Eze. All of a sudden, this Tottenham side under Thomas Frank is starting to take shape, and I believe it's only with the addition of Eze that they start to become a real threat. I really like Tottenham, but this is a different signing entirely. When we have Eze in this 10 position, what you're going to see is the ability for Tottenham to almost give him the ball and allow this side to move forwards. And I say that because of how press resistant he is. It is a key fundamental talent that he has that is different from so many players. The way he resists the press, the way he resists pressure from the opponents gives Tottenham the ability to push themselves up with the security that he will hold on to the ball and then drive forwards. It's then through this play that they start to get a little bit more dangerous. You're starting to find options, and once he has the ball and once he's given the ball in a more dangerous situation, you're going to see this happen. And this is the idea of him taking on duels, the idea of him winning those duels and driving forwards. The moment that he beats a player, he takes them out of the game, giving space and opportunity for him to work in, but also bring his teammates into play. I'm thinking about the 2 wingers, and I'm also thinking about Dominic Solanke or Richarlison. The striker in this position is incredibly key. Eberechi Eze really likes 1-2s. He likes playing off of the striker. And in this model, in this scenario, Dominic Solanke really likes receiving the ball. So that is a no-brainer. Richarlison can do it as well. And this is what you're going to see with Tottenham. A lot of 1-2s just outside the box, giving Eze that space to really facilitate and create new attacks, whether it be down the right-hand channel, whether it be down the left-hand channel, but giving it to those wingers to allow them to enter the box. Enter and penetrate the penalty area to to make sure that they're able to create different opportunities. Thomas Frank wants his players, and especially his wingers, to make these diagonal runs into the box, to make sure that you're there for those danger moments, for those danger times. And even when he's on the edge of the box, Eberechi Eze can either enter the penalty area or get a shot on for himself, which he is absolutely brilliant at. The flexibility of his play is fantastic, and the way that he could be in this Tottenham side really does advance their play to a new level. It's his guile, his quality, his vision that I think will really make him a perfect Tottenham player, but it's also his flair, his ability to find different ways of essentially creating assists, playing the game, and obviously creating huge opportunities for his side. Take this, a cross comes into the box against Tottenham, funnily enough, but look at this moment right here. He wasn't in picture just then, but he's just entered, and what he's going to do here is find Mateta at the back post right here with a perfect touch, and this is the touch that I'm talking about. You can see that he's just flicked it with the back of his heel, just absolutely brilliantly. It goes away from the Tottenham players and completely dumbfounds them, gets it over to Mateta, who gives him the chance to score. It's absolutely brilliant. And like I said earlier, he's also got a wicked shot in him. Take this moment, for example, against Chelsea just before we end. He has acres of space, and he finds himself in a lot of space a lot of the time, but that's because of his game intelligence. Look at how much space he's got, and he's able to set himself, and he can go left, he can go right. He's got that quality. He whips it into that right hand corner, and the goalkeeper nearly has no chance. It is an absolutely sensational finish. It is brilliant, and it's this quality, his ability from the outside of the box, his link up play like we've already mentioned, and just his overall general quality that will lift this Tottenham squad to no end. He is a fantastic talent and a brilliant signing. He's Tottenham's perfect number 10. But of course, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section below. What do you make of Tottenham signing Eberechi Eze? Do you think he's a good signing? And how far could he take Tottenham this season? I'd love to hear from you, so please do get involved. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care.